She was running down the desolate highway, the hem of her wedding gown trailing in the dirt, her feet bare and bleeding. Her stepfather had sold her to clear his gambling debts. Panic fueled her steps as she sprinted blindly until, suddenly, a sleek black car screeched to a halt right in front of her. "Please help me! Save me!" she cried out, pleading with the stranger behind the wheel. The man stepped out, his gaze intense and predatory. "Running away from a wedding? Do you know the consequences of that?" She recoiled as he stepped closer, his imposing frame casting a shadow over her. "No, Before she could finish, his arm snaked around her waist, pulling her flush against him. "Michael Shaw doesn't forgive those who cross him. You're going to be punished for running." He shoved Vanessa into the car, his presence suddenly overwhelming her. A few days earlier, "Here he is, sir," a man in jeans and a t-shirt said, throwing another man to the floor. "You know, don't you? I don't like people who betray me." The man standing by the window, dressed in an impeccable black suit, didn't turn around. "No, Mr. Shaw, I could never even think of betraying you. I had arranged some of the money, but—" "But what, Dennis?" The man turned. His nose was sharp, his grey eyes holding a chilling coldness that was his trademark. To the world, he was the businessman Michael Shaw. To the underworld, he was the dangerous Don Shaw. "My foolish wife used that money for her daughter's tuition fees." "That is your problem, Dennis. I want my money. If you couldn't pay it back, why did you borrow it?" Michael sat on the sofa opposite him, his voice holding a terrifyingly calm cadence. It was this stillness that made Dennis tremble. "Mr. Shaw, give me some time. I will return your money." Dennis crawled toward him on his knees. "How will you return it? You don't work. You're only alive because of your wife and daughter's jobs. How will you return my $2 million? Michael asked, idly running a hand through his own hair. Dennis's heart was in his throat. "I'll take it from my wife. I'm looking for work myself." He clasped his hands together, begging. "When will you get a job? What if you aren't alive by then?" No, Mr. Shaw. Don't kill me. I promise I'll pay you back." Just then, the first guard dragged another man into the room. Without hesitation, Shaw picked up a pistol from the side table and fired. The bullet struck the man squarely in the center of his forehead. Dennis screamed at the sound of the gunshot. "This will be your fate if you don't return my money within 1 week." "But Mr. Shaw, how in a week?" "I don't know. Steal, rob, or sell yourself. Do whatever it takes, but I want my money." Michael grabbed Dennis's jaw, roaring into his face. Yes, Mr. Shaw." "Now get out." Michael shoved him away. Dennis scrambled out of the room, running for his life. "Sir, do you think Dennis will return your money?" Ethan asked, stepping closer. Ethan was Michael's secretary and his right-hand man in the Mafia world. "No, not easily. He's a crooked bone. He won't straighten out that simply." Michael stood up thoughtfully. "What happened with our business deal, Ethan?" As he walked out of the room, Ethan began briefing him on business matters. Vanessa had just returned from university. Taking off her coat, she walked into the small kitchen. Vanessa was a girl with porcelain skin and deep brown hair tied in a messy bun that reached her waist. She was in her final semester. "Mom? Mom?" she called out. Susan was at the stove. Her name was Susan, but her fate was worse than a servant's. After her first husband died, she had married Dennis. He was decent for a few years, but then he fell into addiction. First drugs, then gambling. A year ago, he had borrowed $1 million from Michael Shaw with interest, a sum that had now doubled. It was the cause of constant fights in their home. Susan worked as a housekeeper, and Vanessa taught at a private school. After university, she went straight to the school. Her principal was kind enough to schedule her lectures after 1:00 p.m. She would return home by 3:00 p.m. Susan would come home at 2:30, leave again at 3:30, and finally return at 8:00 p.m. Their home consisted of 2 rooms, a small porch with a sofa, and a tiny courtyard. "Wash up. The sandwiches will be ready in 2 minutes," Susan said. "Okay, Mom." Vanessa went to freshen up, dreaming of the day her masters would be complete so she could get a good job and give her mother a peaceful life. Soon, they sat on the porch, eating soup and sandwiches. Dennis had no fixed schedule. Whenever he came home, Vanessa would heat food for him. "How are your studies? Do you need anything?" "No, Mom, I have everything. Studies are going well." "That's good." "Yes, it's the last semester. After this, God willing, I'll find a good job and our troubles will be over." "God willing." The next day, Vanessa was late coming back from school. She stood on the side of the road, waiting for the bus. There was no proper stop, so she stood in the scorching Chicago sun. 10 minutes in, and she was drenched in sweat, her cheeks flushed red. She had missed her usual bus and now had to wait for the next one. "Hey, beautiful, need a lift?" asked one of two guys sitting on a motorcycle. Vanessa ignored them and looked the other way. Across the street, Michael Shaw's black Mercedes was parked. Ethan had gone into a nearby house to collect a debt. "Come on, miss. You won't get a ride this quickly. Come with us. We'll drop you home and show you a good time," the first guy sneered. Michael stepped out of his car and started walking toward them. Vanessa looked at the boys, then marched straight up to them. Michael stopped in his tracks. The boys were surprised too. Vanessa took the bag off her shoulder and swung it hard, smashing it into the faces of both boys, one after the other. Michael raised an eyebrow. After hitting them, Vanessa pointed a finger, ordering them to leave. She looked so fierce and dignified that Michael stood frozen, just watching her. She glanced at Michael once, then turned back to her spot. Michael turned around and got back into his car. A moment later, Ethan returned. "Ethan, when does the next bus pass by here?" Michael asked, looking out at Vanessa. "I don't know, sir." Ethan was confused but buckled his seatbelt. "Why?" "Wait a moment." "But why, sir?" Ethan looked back to where Michael was staring. He saw the girl standing alone. "Sir, do we need to abduct her?" "No." Ethan settled back into his seat. "You rarely see brave girls like her in this day and age," Michael muttered. Ethan turned to him. "Did you say something?" "No, I just want to see where this girl lives." "But sir, we have a meeting with Victor at 3:30. Michael straightened up. "Let's go." Ethan drove off. Victor was a mafia boss. No one knew his real name, but he loved cartoons, so he went by Victor. He smuggled drugs, while Michael dealt in arms. An hour later, the bus arrived, and Vanessa reached home. Susan had already left. Vanessa freshened up, grabbed the plate of food her mother had left, and sat on the porch. Suddenly, the power went out. "Oh, shit," she muttered as the fan stopped, shaking her head as she continued to eat. "Sir, what did you think of Victor?" Ethan asked as he stopped the car. They were returning from the secret meeting. "Meaning?" Michael opened the door. "Meaning, he seemed a bit off to me." "He seemed quite strange to me too. Anyway, we are allies now. We'll figure him out soon," Michael said, walking into the lounge. "I feel like we shouldn't have made a deal with him. He'll definitely cause us a loss. If he even thinks about it, he'll be inviting his own death." "Why are you late today?" Susan asked as Vanessa entered. "I got held up at school and missed the bus." "Okay." Just then, Dennis barged in and headed straight for Vanessa. "Today is the 1st of the month. Give me your salary." 2 days of Michael's deadline had passed. He had 5 days left to find $2 million. "Dad, I haven't been paid yet." "You're lying. You don't want me to stay alive. If I don't pay him back in 5 days, he'll kill me." "Was I out of my mind to borrow that money?" Dennis yelled, sitting on the sofa. "But I have to pay it back." "That is the consequence of gambling and drugs," Susan said. "I don't want a lecture. I want money." "You know I don't have money. Whatever I had is spent." "Who told you to pay her fees? What will she do with an education?" Dennis sneered at Vanessa. "I lived my life however I could, but I don't want my daughter to have a life like mine," Susan retorted. Vanessa came out holding some cash. "Dad, I only have this much." "This is only 10,000. I have to give him 2 million, Dennis scoffed, grabbing the money. "Give him this for now so he believes we will return the money. Once I get a job, God willing, we will pay off the entire debt." "Vanessa is right, Dennis." "Fine, I'll see," he muttered, shoving the money into his pocket. "This is only 10,000, Michael said flatly. "I know, Mr. Shaw. This is all I have right now. My daughter said to give you this so you know I intend to pay. She said when she gets a job, she'll pay off everything." Michael sat on the sofa. Dennis was on the floor, and Ethan stood by the side. And until your daughter gets a job, you won't pay back the money? Ethan asked. Whenever women were mentioned, Michael Shaw usually went silent. No, I will give something every month. I spoke to a shop owner on the way here. He said he'd pay me $15,000. And when my daughter works, I'll clear the whole debt. Meaning your wife's daughter will pay your debt? Michael asked. Yes, she said so. Fine, but give me a timeline. How long? Soon, Dennis said quickly. Then leave your daughter here. She stays until the money is paid in full, Ethan interjected. Michael snapped his head around to look at Ethan. Yes, here, Ethan continued, ignoring Michael's glare. He knew Dennis would be punished if he left empty-handed. He was trying to save the man. Consider your debt cleared the moment your daughter arrives here. Okay, Mr. Shaw. I have no problem. Keep her here by all means. I take money for money, not daughters, Michael said, grinding his teeth. Dennis's face fell. Get out of here. Go work and return my money. Yes, sir, Mr. Shaw. Dennis scrambled away. As soon as he left, Michael stood up and punched Ethan hard in the stomach. Since when does Michael Shaw buy women? Listen to me, sir. I did this to save that girl. Meaning? Meaning Dennis is selling his stepdaughter, Vanessa, to an old man to pay you back. And that old man is a complete scumbag. What Dennis does is none of my business, Michael said, turning to leave. The girl we met yesterday. That was Dennis's stepdaughter. That was Vanessa. Michael froze and spun around. Yes, sir. That's why I did it. But you refused. When is he selling her? Today at 4:00 p.m., when her mother, Susan, isn't home. Michael turned back without a word. She didn't seem like the type of girl to get involved in this, but he couldn't stay silent. It was 3:00 p.m. Michael sat in his office, but his mind kept drifting to the girl named Vanessa. She had seemed disgusted by the world at first glance, then incredibly brave when she fought those boys. But today, something terrible was about to happen to that beautiful, brave girl. He closed the file and stood up. Putting on his coat, he walked out. Ethan saw him and exited his cabin. Where to, sir? Dennis's house. Ethan was surprised but realized the decision had been made. Sir, it's an hour-and-a-half drive. I need to be there in under an hour. That is your job. Ethan floored the accelerator. Present time. She was running on the desolate road in a wedding gown, barefoot. Her stepfather had sold her. She had climbed out of her bedroom window so no one had seen her escape. Suddenly, the car blocked her path. Please, help me. Michael stepped out. The wedding gown suited her. Running from a wedding? He asked, his eyes dark. Michael Shaw doesn't forgive betrayers. He pulled her into the car. As he touched her, Vanessa snapped out of her trance. You're the man from yesterday, she realized, pressed against the window. Ethan watched Michael in the rearview mirror with a confused expression. Michael leaned in close, then suddenly tangled his hand in her hair and yanked. You bought me? How dare you buy me? Vanessa groaned from the pain but didn't back down. Ethan suppressed a laugh. Did this girl even need help? She was fearless. He started reversing the car. Let go of my hair, she yelled, trying to pry his hand away. Michael had intended to scare her, thinking she was terrified, but she was fighting back. Why should I? Understand what it means to be bought. He pulled harder. Suddenly realizing the car was moving, she stopped fighting his hand and looked out. Stop the car! She lunged toward Ethan. Michael grabbed her hands firmly. Sit still! Vanessa saw her ruined hair and kicked Michael hard in the shin. If you two don't let me go right now, I'll do things to you that your own mothers won't recognize you. Michael squeezed his eyes shut in pain. Men's fights involved punches and kicks, but this was his first time fighting a woman, and he was realizing women fought dirty. Ethan couldn't help but laugh at Michael's expression. Hearing the laugh, Vanessa turned on him. Stop the car! She grabbed Ethan's arm with one hand and his hair with the other, shaking him. Sir! Sir! Save me! Ethan yelled. The car swerved on the main road. You were laughing at me? She dug her nails into Ethan's arm. Ah, I'm sorry. Save my head or we'll crash. Vanessa, let him go. Michael grabbed her shoulders and pulled her back violently. Ah! Ethan screamed again. Vanessa's nails left marks on his arm. Michael, wearing a white shirt with sleeves rolled up, glared at Vanessa. She glared right back. "Why should I sit? This isn't my father's car." "Not a sound out of you." Michael pulled out his pistol and aimed it at her. Vanessa went quiet. Ethan sighed in relief, but his relief was short-lived. "You have the audacity to scare me with a gun?" She slapped the pistol away. Michael was stunned. Ethan was stunned. "I said let me go right now." She started punching Michael's shoulder repeatedly. "Vanessa, if you move one more time, I will kill your mother," Michael lied, grabbing her wrists. At Susan's name, she froze. "But I won't go with you," she said, glaring. "I won't hurt you. That is my promise." Ethan drove the car through the gates of a large estate. "How can I trust you?" "Like you trusted your stepfather? I won't hurt you." The car stopped. "My goal was to save you. I didn't buy you. Someone else did. I know women aren't toys." She relaxed slightly but didn't fully trust him. Ethan smoothed his hair. "Sir, fix your hair." Michael realized they were home. "Ethan, why did you bring us here?" "We had to bring Madame Vanessa home, right?" Ethan played innocent. "But not here. What will I tell Nana? Grandma?" Michael wanted to strangle him. "Nana?" Vanessa whispered. "I want to stay here with your Nana. She sounds more trustworthy than you." "Okay, so what do I tell her? Who are you? Why are you here?" "Tell her the truth. That you saved me." "That's the problem. She doesn't know what her grandson does for a living." Michael rubbed his forehead. "I have a plan," Ethan said. "Spit it out," Michael growled. Ethan was fearless here. It was Nana's territory. "Vanessa is in a wedding gown. You're in a suit. Tell her we just had a court marriage." "Are you insane?" Michael and Vanessa shouted in unison. "What other explanation is there? That you kidnapped a runaway bride?" Michael went silent. He had planned to keep Vanessa at his safe house, but Ethan had brought them to the family home. "Let's say my family was forcing me to marry, and you saved me," Vanessa suggested. "That works," Michael said. "Come on, Nana is waiting in the lounge." In the lounge, an elderly woman stood up, seeing the girl in the wedding gown. "Hello, Nana," Michael and Ethan said. "Wow, mashallah. Such a beautiful bride." She walked toward Vanessa. "Nana, listen to me." "Hush, you. Let me meet my daughter-in-law." "Daughter-in-law?" Michael mumbled. Ethan hid a smile. "Nana, Oh, my heart. She is so lovely. I knew it. I knew this boy liked someone." She hugged Vanessa. "Come, sit." "Nana, seriously, listen." "Go away. You married her without telling your old grandmother. Don't talk to me." She sat Vanessa down. Michael glared at Ethan, who was enjoying the show. "What is your name, dear?" "Vanessa. Vanessa Davis." She was confused. "A lovely name. What do you do?" "Final year of my master's." "Good. If you want to study further, no one will stop you." "Nana," Michael interrupted, exasperated. "Vanessa is my friend. Her family was forcing her to marry, so we saved her." Vanessa glared at him for the friend comment. "I thought you married her and brought her home." "Oh, Nana dear, how could a wedding happen without you? Michael said he would only marry in your presence," Ethan interjected, sitting on the arm of the sofa. Michael looked at him in shock. "That's why we brought Vanessa here. If you give permission, we can call the officiant and have the ceremony now." "What are you saying?" Michael hissed. "Think of your grandmother. Look how happy she is. Can't you marry for her happiness?" Ethan whispered. Outside, Michael was the boss. Here, they were friends. "Marriage isn't a small thing, Ethan. So you don't care about Nana's happiness? Whatever. I'll talk to Vanessa. You arrange the wedding." Michael took a deep breath. Seeing Ethan succeed, he watched him approach Nana. "Nana, the officiant will be here soon. Take Vanessa inside and give her the family jewelry." Nana whisked Vanessa away. "Will you come outside with me?" Michael asked Ethan through gritted teeth. "No, Michael. Go get the officiant. I'm the bride's brother. I have arrangements to make." Ethan walked off, knowing outside meant death. Ethan slipped into the room where Vanessa was. "What is this?" She was draped in heavy jewelry. Sit, Vanessa. Before doing this, I asked your mother, Susan, for permission. Speak to her. He dialed the number. Hello, Mom. How are you, Vanessa? Are you okay? Did Michael reach you? Mom, you know? Yes. Ethan told me everything yesterday. This marriage is necessary. If you say yes, I'll be at peace knowing you are in your husband's home. Otherwise, that cruel father of yours will try again. But Mom, I don't know him. Circumstances demand it. If you don't want to stay with Michael later, you can get a divorce. But right now, marriage is the only safety. Okay, Mom, but stay on the call during the wedding. Nana returned with a dress. Here, daughter. What is this, Nana? Her wedding dress. I had everything prepared for Michael's bride. But Nana, she's already wearing a gown. That was for someone else. This dress is for Michael's wife. Go, change quickly. A while later, Vanessa emerged. The dress was heavily embroidered, and with the gold jewelry, she looked like a queen. Nana sent Ethan to give Michael a golden shawani, groom's coat. This is all your fault, Michael said, punching Ethan, though he wanted to shoot him. You should thank me. You're getting married because of me. You know she'd be in danger otherwise, and besides, Vanessa isn't afraid of anyone. Is she willing? Yes, she and her mother both agreed. So you planned this all along? Hey, Michael, let it go. Why do you want to murder me on your wedding day? Go get ready. Your wedding is in 10 minutes. The ceremony took place. Susan attended via phone. Michael sat in his golden coat, Vanessa beside him in red. After the wedding, Vanessa was sent to Michael's room. It was stark. Everything black and brown, even the bedsheets. Such dark colors? She blurted out. Yes, Michael loves these colors, Nana said, seating her on the bed. If you don't like them, change them. You're the wife. You have full rights. Nana explained the family history. Michael's parents died in an accident when he was 16. He lived with Nana, then returned to take over his father's business. Ethan's father, the manager, died shortly after. Then Ethan's whole family passed away. Some said accident, some said murder. Since then, Ethan lived with them. This whole floor is Michael's. Ethan and I stay downstairs. Nana left. Vanessa explored. A dressing table, a bathroom, and another door. Oh, a study room. The door opened. Michael entered. What are you looking at? Just checking what this room was. Why haven't you changed? Waiting for me? He teased. If I were waiting, I'd be on the bed, not here. And I'm going to change right now. Watch your tongue, he muttered. My hands work pretty well too, she retorted, taking off her jewelry. Get your ears checked. Why? They're too sharp. I might have to bite them. You should get your breathing checked then, she glared. Michael went to the washroom. When he came out, Vanessa was sitting on the bed. Where are my clothes? How should I know? They're your clothes. He was fixing his hair to go out. If you had told me you were kidnapping me, I would have packed. Did I kidnap you, or did you run away? Michael stepped closer. Who told you to shove me in a car? That's kidnapping. Michael pulled her close again. Yes, and this is called resistance. Vanessa grabbed his hair again. Let go of my hair. Let go of me first. They released each other. You're fixing your hair like you're going out. Are you? Yes. Where? To my girlfriend. He smirked. Vanessa blocked his path. You aren't going. Why? My choice. She messed up his hair. Now you can't go. What is your problem, Vanessa? I need to change this heavy dress to sleep. Sleep in it. Fine. You wear this dress and I'll wear your suit. What nonsense is this? If you can sleep in this, I will too. Get me something to wear and move. I said you aren't going to meet anyone. She wagged a finger. Why should I listen to you? Because I'm your wife. Husbands listen to wives. And if I don't? Then the wife does this. She stomped on his foot again. Wives don't hit husbands. They do when he's sinning, and you are. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm hungry and going downstairs to eat. I don't believe you. Wait here. I'll change, and we'll go together. Vanessa opened the closet. Only men's clothes. Michael, I can't wear these. It's 9:00 p.m. Where do I get clothes? Chicago markets don't close this early. Michael called Ethan. Go get clothes for Vanessa. 15 minutes. Your wife and I fetch clothes? You caused this. Go. Ethan brought clothes. Vanessa changed. Michael went to say goodnight to Nana. A week passed. Ethan told Dennis the debt was settled. Why did you do that, Ethan? Michael asked. He's your father-in-law now. Would you look good taking money from him? Ethan drove Vanessa to and from the university. Michael and Vanessa argued more than they talked. One night, Vanessa banged on Michael's door with a vase. Michael, open up! She grabbed her books and moved to the lounge to study in peace for her exams. What is with this girl? Michael muttered. You two should plan a honeymoon, Nana suggested at breakfast. Not now, Nana. Exams next month, Vanessa said. Why did you refuse immediately? Michael asked later. What would you tell her? That we haven't accepted each other yet? Days later, Ethan was driving Michael. Why are you quiet? Michael asked. Exams are in 25 days. I don't need help. Suddenly, Ethan checked the mirror. Sir, we're being followed. I need backup. 5 black cars were tailing them. A high-speed chase ensued. Michael jumped from his moving car into one of the guards' vehicles, taking the wheel. What was that? Vanessa asked later, stunned. This is the Mafia world, Vanessa. Michael discovered Victor was behind it. Dennis had sold Vanessa to Victor first, and Victor knew Michael had her. Michael sent a message. Vanessa is my wife. Don't even look at her. That night, Michael told Vanessa, I'm thinking of teaching you to fight. You're a Mafia wife now. Fine. I'll beat you up first. She laughed. Vanessa's exams ended. She walked out of the university, but Ethan wasn't there. Suddenly, men grabbed her and shoved her into a van. Ethan arrived too late. He called Michael. Sir, they took her. Minutes later, Michael's convoy was tearing down the streets. Vanessa was tied to a chair. Victor sat opposite her. You know, I was the one who bought you, not Michael Shaw. Vanessa scanned the room. 6 guards. She kicked the table over, knocking a guard down, and lunged at Victor. You're the scumbag! I've been wanting to meet you! She began to fight, taking down the 6 guards with surprising ferocity. Wow, interesting, Victor clapped. I didn't expect that. A Mafia wife should know this much. She swung at Victor, but he blocked it. Suddenly, a gunshot rang out. Michael stood at the entrance, smoking gun in hand. He fired 2 more shots into Victor. The cartoon king fell dead. Michael looked at Vanessa with a proud smile. That's my girl. That's my lioness. Vanessa laughed, breathless. By the way, that was Victor? In what angle does he look like a Victor? Michael laughed. The lion had found his lioness, and the enemy was dust.